Welcome back. Are you wanting to make some good pancakes? How about some healthy, delicious pancakes? I'm sure you've been doing some searching, and most of the ones that say that they're really good or really healthy can't really be both. So these are so healthy and they're delicious. They don't have any eggs, they don't have any cow's milk, and they don't have any oil, and they taste fantastic. I'm gonna show you how to make these. Okay, so we're gonna make some pancakes. So we've got all of our ingredients here, but before we start mixing this together, let's just talk about why no milk and why no eggs. So cow's milk actually has a lot of ingredients that just come with it in nature that are not great for human health. And there's all sorts of science behind this, and we'll have some links to that for you to research this some more. But just to kind of list the things down, first of all, cow's milk is very high in fat, and it also has IGF-1, which is known to promote cancer. It also has casein, which also promotes cancer, and it also has estrogen. A lot of people think that cow's milk can be really bad because of all these hormones and things that the dairy farmers are putting into it. But what we don't always realize is that there are naturally occurring hormones in cow's milk because it's coming from a lactating mother cow. So it has estrogen in it, and that is good for the mother cow and it's good for the baby cow, but it's not good for humans because it actually leads to cancer as well. And last but not least is cholesterol. We all know that cholesterol is not good for our hearts, and so there's just a few reasons why we're going to go with a great alternative of just choosing your favorite plant milk. So today I have soy milk, but you can really choose any plant milk that you like at your grocery store. All right, so let's make some pancakes. Here we've got whole wheat flour, cornmeal, oat flour, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, and nutmeg. So we're gonna start by just mixing those dry ingredients together. This is really a lot like your grandma's pancakes, just slightly more wholesome. I really like the multi-grain about this recipe. You could do all whole wheat flour if you wanted to, if that's what you have on hand, but I think there is kind of a richness and a depth to the flavor that you get with all three different grains. So here's our baking powder, salt, and just a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of nutmeg. So yes, this is really full of flavor. I think you will really love these. So we're just gonna whisk those together. Really simple. That looks nice and even. Okay, then we're gonna set this aside and we will just mix our wet ingredients. So here is our soy milk. Again, you can use any plant milk that you have on hand. I do try to go for ones that are unsweetened and just the original flavor so that you don't have a lot of extra stuff in there. So we've got our soy milk. This is a little bit of a sweetener. This is maple syrup, not Mrs. Buttersworth stuff. This is pure maple syrup. And then we've got some applesauce. This is gonna add to the sweetness too, and it also acts as a binder. And then we're just gonna mix that together. This is so easy. It comes together really fast. All right. Okay, so like most pancake recipes, we're gonna take our wet ingredients, add it to the dry ingredients. And then I'm gonna switch to my wooden spoon. It's always fun when all the clumps get stuck in the whisk. So we're gonna avoid that today. Now you can make these as thin or as thick as you want. You can go less on the milk to make them really thick and hearty, or you can go more on the milk. I kind of like it a little thinner to make a kind of a lighter pancake. So that's what we're doing today. All right, and even some of these clumps are totally fine. It actually makes a better pancake when you don't get all the clumps out of the way. Okay, our batter's just about ready. And we're gonna take this over to the electric fry pan and fry these up. All right, so I've got my electric fry pan preheated. You can do this on a fry pan on your stove, that works fine. I really like this because I like to make a lot at once. I like to maximize my space, so I can fit about 6 pancakes on here. I've got this up to about 300 degrees. You can give or take 25 or so degrees there if you want. One note about this recipe to be aware of, remember at first this looks really, really thin, but as this sets, it starts to thicken up as things really start to come together. So now this is like perfect pancake batter in my book. So again, you can go thicker or thinner, just adjust the milk, the soy milk, right? Okay, so we're gonna get these on the pan here. And I'm probably gonna make a mess, okay? All right, and just like any pancake recipe, this should look really familiar. This is not like something that's gonna behave totally differently than your grandma's pancake recipe. We just look for the edges to start firming up, we look for the bubbles on top, and that's how you know they're ready to flip. So another reason why I really like to use a good electric fry pan is because it has that really great non-stick surface to it. So this recipe does not have any oil. And you noticed I didn't use any cooking spray. This pan doesn't need it because it has a really good finish on it. If you're using a pan on the stove top, you might have a little bit more difficulty with it. So if you have a good non-stick surface pan for your stovetop or an electric fry pan like this, you're gonna have the most success. Okay, so we've got some really good bubbles going on all over here, and it's starting to firm up a little bit around the edges, but just to be safe, I like to see that the middle of these pancakes is starting to firm up a little bit more so that I don't make a really big mess. Okay, we're gonna check these. You can always take a peek. Those look really golden brown and beautiful. And you can see there's a little more kind of dry, firm texture going further into the pancake. This is like really detailed pancake cooking instructions here, I know. But in case you've never cooked a pancake, here you go. And you're starting with the healthiest kind, so congratulations. So we're gonna flip these. I think these are ready. Boom. Gorgeous. If you think they're a little thick, or if you kept your batter really thick, you can kind of pat these down a little bit too if you want to get those a little thinner. That one's my favorite. That looks beautiful. Oh, these are gonna be good. Boom. There you go. Okay, and then we just wait for it to look good on the other side, and then we are ready to plate these babies. Okay, these smell delicious. Hopefully yours smell really good too when they come off. They are beautiful. So we're just going to get some raspberries, and again, that pure maple syrup makes a perfect pancake syrup. You don't need the other stuff anymore. So we're gonna get some berries in here. I love raspberries. Do you love raspberries? You can do any kind of berry, really. All right, then we're gonna get that syrup on there. There we go. Let's try some of this. This is my favorite part. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and hopefully you loved the recipe as much as I'm enjoying it. And be sure to subscribe because we put videos out every day.